Good morning. My name is Don Preziosi, and I'm the Sunday Associate. Good morning. My name is Don Preziosi, and I'm the Sunday Associate for this morning. Welcome to the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, where we covenant to weave together the fabric of community from the strands of our separate lives. We are an inclusive, welcoming congregation. Whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. And just because it's a little damp outside today, it's not going to dampen our enthusiasm here in person because we have a lot of things to celebrate today. And I also have several announcements. The roof replacement information sessions, as announced at the annual meetings, there will be 3 sessions held via Zoom by the Gateways Task Force. Dates are Tuesday, June 14th, Thursday, June 16th, or Monday, June 20th. Time is at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Lots of information will be presented, and there will be time for questions. Zoom links will be provided on our website and in an email blast next week. We are continuing the series of Odyssey programs next Sunday, June 19th, with the Odyssey of Joe Erhane. His program will be at noon in the sanctuary. Please come and learn more about one of our longtime members. It will be an interesting interview, and there will be time for questions and answers afterwards. Now, just because this is a celebration of Alison and Stern's years here, it does not mean that they are leaving yet. So, put this one on your calendar. Next Saturday, before Stearns heads off to Philadelphia, he is going to share some of his favorite cabaret music with us. So save the date. Saturday, this coming Saturday afternoon, June 18th at 3 p.m. in the meeting room.
It was Beth's idea.
And
we will show it publicly too, so there will be a Zoom link.
okay, there'll be a Zoom link also, and you never know what Stearns might be wearing, or if he'll sport a new haircut. You just never know. And finally, about our picnic today, the food will be served out on the terrace, and the tents for outdoor seating have been set up. However, today's weather will make our picnic games and activities transform to indoor venues. So listen carefully if any of these are what you're headed to. The ring toss in the hallway, it will be in the hallway leading to the fire door. I don't know what that... Sounds a little sketchy there, I don't know. The cornhole or beanbag toss will be in the hallway between the Great Hall and the meeting room. See Jerry Weinstein for details about that. The adult coloring will be in the dining room, and the 20 questions for conversation will also be in the dining room, and see Donna Becker for details. Now I'd like to read some centering words, and these were adopted as part of the Morristown Unitarian Fellowship bylaws in 1955, the year of our foundation. And these were called the purpose of the Morristown Unitarian Fellowship. The purpose of this society is to promote the fellowship of those who, because of belief in human dignity or reverence for God or adherence to the teaching of the great spiritual leaders, or for other reasons, esteemed by the individual conscience, are dedicated to fostering liberal religious attitudes and living, and to further the following principles: individual freedom of belief, discipleship to advancing truth, the democratic process in human relations, and recognition of the bond that joins all people. And now for our chalice lighting. Alison will lead our mission and covenant.
I'll just name that purpose in 1955 that we just heard, imagine how radical that was to make space for all that. And this is the oldest object in our history, and it has been with us since 1955 when we met at the Y, and to see a cross, a Star of David, and a yin-yang was also a big tent statement. So now let us recite together, as we are lighting our chalice, our mission and covenant, which was written in 1993. We, the members of the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, mindful of the rich diversity and essential oneness of human experience, covenant to weave the fabric of community from the strands of our separate lives. This is our pledge: to create for ourselves and our children a spiritual home that will nurture, challenge, and offer us renewal, to seek what is true even as we celebrate the mystery of existence, to reach out to all who share our liberal religious values and participate in the broader Unitarian Universalist movement, to work for social justice and the well-being of our planet Earth. Wonderful. And because we just said part of that covenant, I just want to remind folks, if you have signed the book, whether virtually or literally signed the book as a member, you could serve as a delegate to our General Assembly, which is coming up the week after this one, and you can serve as a delegate online. And we have some delegate slots open, so see me after the service if you would like to connect with the broader UUA in that way. And now I turn it over to Nick.
I first want to let all the kids know that we are going outside, as long as it's not lightning, and there will be a bounce house, and there will be a gaga pit. Do not worry. The adults can come inside. We're going to go outside and play, all right? You guys all went with me? We're going to get wet and fun? Yeah, all right. This Sunday's Bridging Sunday, traditionally the time in which we honor those of our youth, our children, our young people who have gone through our Children and Youth RE program. How many of you have bridged from a UU congregation? Anyone in this room right now? Right? Okay, good. You're still here. That's the point. Oftentimes when you look at this time, and Ian, who is our bridger, who's here today, and Karina, who couldn't make it but has something to share with us, will also be graduating, and they talk about going off into the world. Every graduation speech will say, you're going off in the world to be adults or whatever. In our faith, we bridge to the next stage. We don't send them off. We don't have graduation where we send them off into the world. We continue to hold our young people and our older folks as well together here, nurturing them, as we just read, spiritually, to let them grow and learn. That's what we're doing today, to honor them. But before we honor our youth who are going on, I do want to take a moment. That RE program is very complex. Sometimes it's a lot easier to run an adult RE program because I can just teach a class and you guys show up and it's wonderful. And it's a great conversation. To teach children, there's a lot of them, there's a lot of classes, and it takes a lot of adults to do so. So before we get into our bridging, I want to acknowledge and thank all of our teachers. So if you've taught in our Children and Youth RE program, can you please stand up? I didn't want to miss anyone, but please stand up. Look at all these people. Excellent. You can sit down. If you currently taught this year, I have a gift for you. It's a water bottle to keep you satiated. It's a special orange water bottle. These are only going to be for people who teach our Children and Youth RE. So you can see them around the fellowship. You know these folks are special people. But you can also be one of these special people. So let me take one more moment to encourage you all, and some people have responded to my emails and stuff, that we're working on filling our slots, and we got a lot of slots to fill next year to make our RE program work, Children and Youth RE program. So please talk to me about ways in which you want to be involved. We need teachers, but we also need registrars. I'm hoping to have some people to sign up to help gather materials to help those teachers and those things as well. So you don't even necessarily have to be with kids or prepare lessons for kids. There are other ways in which to help. So please contact me about this. And teachers, if you taught this year, come and see me about your I'm Cool water bottles. Let us.
And Nick, I just wanted to check that it's partly because they're shorter stints of volunteering.
Yes. So that's a good point. Remind you, I'm asking for 6-week commitments at a time. I know oftentimes our DREs will come up here and say, "Please teach for 40 weeks next year," and you all go, "No, I will not." I got a lot of those emails and phone calls last summer. Just 6 weeks at a time, bit by bit. Being with these kids. If you want to sign up for more, that's fine too. But we're trying to keep it manageable for you all, so that way our kids can interact with all of you. The more, and I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times, the more interaction that our young people have with adults in this fellowship, the more likely that they'll be here raising their hands when I ask them if they've bridged in several years. So please come and do that.
So it is now time. Am I on? There we go. Yes. Good. It is now time for our bridging ceremony. And the first bridging ceremony we ever held was together in my first year of 2005. And as Nick just said, it is a statement that it's not about leaving, it's a coming of age ritual. And so now our chancel is, or bima, depending upon your background, is transformed into a bridge. And Karina Babcock and Tim Davis are two of our youth. Ian, sorry. I have Tim in my head for obvious reasons.
Tim wishes he was a youth.
But Tim Davis and Carrie Davis, I want you to. And Charlie, I would like you too. I want the family to escort Ian across the bridge. So I would invite you to come forward at this time. And Ian and Karina Babcock are our two bridgers. Karina could not be here today. And we also have many of their peers who are here to support them in the room, and I know online. I know we have folks online too. And this is a symbolic but important milestone. And I want you to know that you can freely move back and forth. Young adulthood is one of those states where you're kind of between youth and adulthood. Sometimes we call the 18 to 25 age group an emerging adult age group. And so the neat thing about a bridge is you can go back and forth. You know, it's not, you can ask the folks for stories, but growing up is not linear. But I suspect you know that already. So I would love to invite your family to escort you here to the midway point, and then for you to pause. And I have some gifts for you. So first, when our children are blessed as babies, they receive a rose with all the thorns taken off. Well, I give you another rose at this time with a thorn already pricking my finger. Because the truth is, we hope that we have given you the tools and the community. And since you're going to Drew, we're right next door, and we hope you'll be here on some Sundays when you're not sleeping in. So we'll still be your community, and may our faith be the tool you need to weather the storms. Then I have for you also a chalice pendant as we give, and it's you can put it on a future car, you can wear it, you can do all kinds of things with that pendant, but it's the size you can always have with you. And then also a book called Becoming, a spiritual guide for navigating adulthood, which is one of the traditional gifts put out by the UUA for bridgers, with a little note from me. So when you find it in your bookshelf in 20 years ago, you'll say, oh, I remember Reverend Alison. And I think there's one more gift, yes.
Ian, I don't know if you know this, but your dad has been, Tim Davis has been one of our fearless youth advisors and been working with these kids along with Brooke Donaldson this year. Hi, Brooke. And they put together this book for you guys, and there's several 12th graders who are here with us today supporting Ian and Karina. You also get one of these because even though you're not up here doing this activity, we still love you and care about you and are sending you not off into the world, but to your next stage. And that bridge is open for you to come back and forth to.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to give this to you, Ian, and you guys, again, I got gifts for you at the end. There we go.
And Ian, we'd love to give you a chance to say a few words.
Speech.
Let me just get it up real quick. Okay.
And Brooke, you can be on deck to share Karina's words.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
test.
Miles is
Okay.
going to share it. Perfect.
I'm going to make this speech fairly brief. I've only got two important things to say, basically. So first, I just wanted to say thanks to the entire fellowship, because particularly my family, my mentor Jerry, and my RV advisors. Without this fellowship, I wouldn't be who I am today. Second, I wanted to know everyone my current plans. I'm going to the nearby Drew University this fall to make use of my good number sense, and so I can be close to this fellowship. So that's all. Thanks for listening.
Hello, my name is Miles Gorman, and I am not a bridging senior, as you can tell, but my friend Karina Babcock has asked me to read this statement on her behalf because she could not be here today. I have been a member of the MUF community for more than a decade, which is the majority of my life. This fellowship has been a remarkable constant in my life. The principals are as welcoming as its people, and I have always felt at home within its physical walls. Like every senior, this time of year has me wondering, where did the time go? I am not the same person that first entered the fellowship all those years ago, so I can say with confidence that MUF and youth group have changed me for the better. I've gained a sense of self-awareness that will not just aid me in my spiritual journey, but the journey of my life as well. I am thankful for the friends I have made and the things I have learned. As a community, please continue to spread the nurturing light that touched my heart and so many others. Thank you for empowering youth and giving us the platform to reflect. Adulthood is daunting, but MUF will always be home for me. Ultimately, I look forward to continuing my journey as a Unitarian Universalist, doing good in the world while reflecting on the values that MUF has taught me. Thank you, Karina.
And I'll take this moment to announce, no, stay, because we're about to do a responsive reading together, to announce that our offering later on in the service is going to be for UU Faith Action, and that's in honor of Karina, who works on the UU Faith Action Fair Working Group and is one of the youth leaders. So know that our plate is being split in honor of that work. And now, we will share in that responsive reading, and then you'll travel the rest of the bridge for the first time. So I invite, in particular, the advisors of the youth group and any parent of a child in the room to join Tim and Carrie in this next line. We have given you firm roots in your journey to adulthood, and we can see the wings you have to fly. May you find your talents, make good friends, and continue to grow in compassion, courage, and creativity. The whole congregation. May you carry the light of our religious faith of Unitarian Universalism within your heart. May it help you plant seeds of love and hope, faith and justice, and now including the Bridgers and the whole congregation. We are entering into a new relationship with one another. Let us continue to be a source of support, friendship, and guidance to one another. We are blessed to have each other as part of our congregation. And congregation, we greet you with open arms as you cross this bridge, and we pledge to be there again at future crossings. Welcome. And now you try. And this is where I do an air hug because it's COVID. Let us sing together or hum together the fire of commitment.
I need to wait for Tim because he's going to play drums.
Oh, and Tim's going to play drums. See how you return to the bridge? It happens. perfect metaphor.
Not a linear journey.
Let us rise in body or spirit.
Fulfillment, and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, then our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way. When we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
It is a day full of milestones, and I want to acknowledge at least two others. I want to call us into a somber memory. Today is the anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting, where 49 individuals were killed because of identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or non-binary. And we know that we're in the midst of a year where we continue to witness devastating losses of life because of gun violence. Will you pray with me? Spirit of life and love, help us to shape a world that is more just and holy and caring. Help us to be a voice for change and to participate in legislation which prevents such easy access to guns. Help us to be the ones who make a difference alongside of our faith neighbors and say enough. This is not a partisan issue. For the vast majority of people coming from different parties agree. We must do something. This can no longer stand. We acknowledge and mourn the lives that were lost in Florida, in the Pulse nightclub as we continue to mourn the lives that have been lost in Buffalo, in Texas, in Florida, in so many spaces, all around the country. All these things and so many more are on our heart on this anniversary. Amen, and blessed be, and may it be so. And then I would love to invite Stearns and Michael to come forward to share a milestone of joy. And to all the children, every week is like this, right? We have joy and sorrow. That is great every week, and sometimes small. But let me warn you, we have sorrow, which is great, and now we're going to have joy. That is great. I didn't give it away, but maybe you just did.
Good morning. Most of you probably know my husband, Michael. If not, you've seen that drop-dead gorgeous guy that comes with me sometimes on Sundays. So this is Michael. Michael and I wanted to share the news with you today. Many of you... many of you know that... When did we start? 4 years ago? 4 years ago or so, we started you know what we're talking about. We started in the foster system to get ready to foster adopt, and that took lots of turns and never worked out. And now we embarked on a different journey of artificial insemination, yes, the turkey baster method, with a friend that I've known since middle school that I grew up in Kinnelon right over here with, and we are so excited that we're due in December. Never doing that again.
Told you that it would be great, and I don't think anyone guessed, so maybe a few guessed, but... And now we are so excited to celebrate our new members who are both in the room and online. And I want to, I think I'll call their names, Don, and then the ones that are here, if you would come forward and join us on the chancel. You can bring your whole family. And we have a gift for you, a chosen faith. And we also want to re-covenant together as we become kind of a new congregation every time new people join us. So if you are here, Craig Adams, Lori and Michael Cross, would you come forward? Cami Balzano and James McNamara, Raymond Capo, this one's kind of exciting, Ian Davis, Janet Davis, Mary Doan, Alicia DiGiovanni, Petar and Angela Drakulik, and Lainey actually signed as a child, but she'll re-sign when she's older, hopefully. Chris Ebneth and Mary Jo Reed, Patrick Fahey, Marie Griffin, Larry Kovacs, I happen to know he's online, Anna Leistico, Diane and Sean Mahoney, and Robert Bob Mayans. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Will you give them this book? Yeah. I switched. Sorry, I did that to you. So let us covenant together through the readings. Some of you may have them. Don't worry if you don't. The congregation's got your back if you left your order of service in the pulpit. And Don has a book that he's going to hand to each family. Let us read together the responsive reading by Scott Alexander in your order of service. I'll read the first line and then you can echo. In a world with so much hatred and violence, we need a religion that proclaims In a world with so much brutality and fear. In a world with so many persons abused and neglected. In a world with so much dogmatism and falsehood. In a world with so much tyranny, fascism, and oppression. In a world with so much inequality and strife. In a world with so much environmental degradation. In a world with so much uncertainty and despair. And who knows what that responsive reading is based on? The 7 principles, exactly, are woven into that. The parts you echoed back were the 7 principles. And now, is Laurent in the room? No? Okay. Laurent, we will recovenant with our full new membership online and in the room.
The Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship would like to welcome you this joyful morning. We are a community of friendship and purpose. You have learned about us and the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations. You have made the important decision to enter into membership. We celebrate that decision and invite you this day to covenant with us.
And I invite the new members to read their part, and I'm going to read alongside of you so that the folks online who are new members can hear it too. I make a commitment to uphold the Unitarian Universalist Association's principles and purposes and the covenant of this congregation. I will try to live these values in my daily life. I will be present to walk with you in search for truth and understanding. I will be intentional about my own lifelong growth and learning. I will share the work of this congregation by giving of such time and talents as I can, and I will support our mutual efforts of stewardship with a pledge. To the best of my ability, I will be a model for children, a mentor for our youth, and a friend to those in need. And the whole congregation, we receive you with open hands and hearts. As you join us, we once again renew our commitment to this religious community. We are proud to have you among us. Welcome! And then I'll share this, and we'll have and because it's COVID, we won't shake hands, but we'll have, and I'll shake the air. But I do want you to know about the right hand of fellowship, and ordinarily we'd go down the line and shake all of your hands, so I hope you feel it. When ministers are welcomed into the Unitarian Universalist Ministers Association, they are offered the hand of fellowship by a colleague. So to extend the hand of fellowship is a simple act with deep significance. It conveys what Unitarian theologian James Luther Adams called our practice of the priesthood and prophethood of all believers. We accept you freely, openly, trustingly. At the same time, you accept us freely, openly, and trustingly. So I metaphorically shake all of your hands and another air hug. Very exciting. And you may be seated. And one more, let's welcome them one more time. Welcome. And I'll just say we printed in the order of service our longtime members. So I'm going to ask people to rise if they're in the following categories. And I'll put these names, they were in the pastoral update if you click on that PDF. And so just know that you have this memento with you, and those of you at home have it online as well. So if you have made it to 10 years, that means you joined in 2012. Not only did I become your minister 17 years ago when Asher was born and we were going to dedicate him here, we thought, really, we need to join. So you'll notice that David Sneddon and Alison Miller have hit their 10th anniversary / 17th of being here. So if you're in the 10-year category of membership, please rise. Look at all those great names in the order of service. Woo! And then I'm going to ask people to withhold clapping just till we get to the very end, because look at how impressive all these numbers are. So if you joined in 1992, are these the right? No, that's right. I was just thinking 2002. Then if you joined in 2002 and you've reached 20 years, which is this group, please rise. Yay! Look at all these names. And if you've joined in this is a good math challenge. 1997, it's off by 10 years. Okay, that's what happened in the order of service. If you joined in 1997 and you've reached 25 years, please rise. If you joined in before that, anytime before that, and have been there more than 25 years, please rise. And I'll just name the folks that have been members for 50 years or more. Betsy and Stephen Burr, John Esposito, who I see here, Stephen Fogel, Bill Hall, Barbara Nadolny, and Carol Titus. Woo, to 25 plus. And now for our offering split between our congregation and UU Faith Action.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams. Feel free to sing along, because I'm pretty sure y'all know the chorus. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town. And they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. So the years spin by and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round. Round and round and round in the circle game.
Well, I'll just say a quick thing in terms of people might want to know. So Stern's Odyssey is happening in this sanctuary at the 10 o'clock time on August 21st. Is that right? And mine is happening on July 10th in the 10 o'clock slot. So just that people might want to be aware.
If you want to celebrate us even more.
I was thinking it was such, yes, that, but also I was thinking it was such a blessing that the Odyssey team, which has brought to life so many of the stories of our congregants, had invited us to participate. And so I feel joyful. And I'll mention Joe Erhane is June 19th following the 10 o'clock service, and El Bjorg Birkenkamp is June 26th at 10 o'clock, and then the GA worship will follow. So we're not the only ones this summer, just so you know. Ours is a covenantal faith. Unitarian Universalism, as we know, comes into existence through relationships. The census tells us that there may be 600,000 to 1 million people who identify as UU, but it is hard, if not impossible, to be a practicing UU outside of community. It is together that we grow and deepen in our ability to live by a set of promises that mold our lives and actions in the direction of love. The glue of our relationships are the covenants that we make with each other in the wider Unitarian Universalist Association, each other in our congregational community, and in our small groups. Our UUA covenant, as we know, is often called the 7 principles, and now 200 congregations, including our own, has added an 8th principle. And our congregation has 2 covenants. One we read together earlier in the service, and the other we call our promise of right relations. And our small groups, like our youth group, our covenant circles, or our board of trustees, also create covenants together over time. the sacred work of forming these covenants, acting in accordance with them, and taking steps to repair when we break these promises, this is actually what makes us Unitarian Universalists. I think when people say that they are UUs, even though they've never been inside one of our communities or online, which is inside these days as well, it is because they resonate with the openness, the breadth of religious perspectives, and the ideals we hold within our faith. These are important aspects of who we are, but the freedom that exists within our tradition is rootless without the grounding of love and the commitment to build the beloved community together. It is what turns it from my religion into our religion, and from a me into a we. I might drum up some more people to be delegates for General Assembly if I mentioned that 2 people running for the Board of Trustees disagree with the 8th principle. Speaking of adding our commitment to dismantle racism and building the beloved community, hopefully I just got another delegate, because you get to vote on who's the next Board of Trustees members. The word religion comes from the Latin root religare, which means to bind. What binds us together is a central question of religion. Now, our children might say friendship. Friendships that last because of keeping promises, and when we break them, actually doing that work of repair. Now, some traditions form bonds around a shared creed, and yes, we are bound by covenants and our individual and collective efforts to fulfill them. Our covenants remind us that we belong to one another, we belong to the wider human family, and we belong to the earth. As our Universalist forebears have reminded us for centuries, our destinies are intertwined. And all these relationships need tending, and none are to be cast outside the concern of love. But it's hard to practice loving the entire earth at the same time. It's hard to practice loving the entire human family at the same time. And so we cast our lot and join communities like this one, the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, where we practice loving and caring and making ethical promises to a particular group of people, and together we practice caring and making promises to our corner of the world. And I'll just say this. We do it in so many ways. Just this week, I was with 7 of you helping one of our elders to move out of an apartment and into assisted living. Over many weeks during the pandemic, I've been with many of you in efforts through UU Faith Action or New Jersey Together to address affordable housing and the crisis we're in, and increasing affordable housing units in this area. And I look around and I see so many of you who have swung a hammer alongside of me and others to build a habitat home near or far, or who have lovingly prepared dinners for homeless solutions or the community soup kitchen, or who have lovingly sang to someone at the end of life, bringing a ray of hope and love into a hospital room, or who have lovingly sang together as our partners, Stearns and my partners, bringing a ray of beauty and hope and transcendence and participation to the music here. I can't sing with the whole world at the same time. I can't care about elders, every elder in the world at the same time. I can't fight for affordable housing around the entire world at the same time. But you know what? I and you and we make a difference in one another's lives, in this community, in Morris County, in the state of New Jersey. And yes, when we partner with the UUA or the UUNO, we can even make an impact around the globe. But here, by covenanting together and by acting on those promises, we make love visible, palpable, a love that wraps around each one of us and our neighbors and our corner of Mother Earth. So thank you. That is what belonging to this fellowship is all about. May it ever continue to be so. And now we begin to transition. This is like our transition song from the bridging and membership service into something Stearns and I had nothing to do with and are excited to find out what happens. So I hand it over to the crew that is creating the celebration. But first we sing.
Okay, folks, we're not done yet. On our celebratory Sunday, we are here. Oh, my name is Tish Hamilton. If you don't know me, I'm here representing the Worship Arts Committee. We're here today to mark a significant milestone as we bid the fondest of farewells to our beloved minister, the Reverend Alison B. Miller, and her family, David Snedden and Asher Miller Snedden, as well as our Director of Music Ministries, Stearns Matthew, and his husband, Michael. As you know, Alison has served as our minister for 17 years, a full decade longer than the tenure of most ministers these days. Many of you were part of the congregation that called Alison to serve the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship as she embarked on her first ministry, and it was so cool to see so many of you standing up here today. I'm newer, and I'll admit, when I was looking for a spiritual home, I was drawn by Alison's sparkling resume. Bryn Mawr, Harvard, I heard of that place. But if I was drawn by the smarts, I stayed for the heart. That a relative newcomer like me is standing up here today is testament to Alison's compassionate and thoughtful leadership. Her ability to meet us, to meet me, to meet you, to meet all of us, wherever we happen to be on our spiritual journey, and to encourage us to learn, grow, contribute, and together stretch our idea of what is possible. For the past 4 years, Alison has been joined in her ministry by our dynamic director of music ministry, Stearns Matthews, who's brought his talent, knowledge, energy, enthusiasm, and general good cheer to Sunday services and beyond. As Alison, David, and Asher head off to new adventures in Portland, Oregon, and Stearns and Michael and baby-to-be head off to their own in Philadelphia, let us reflect on how fortunate we've been to receive their rich spiritual leadership and wish them happy new beginnings, one and all. They're paper hands that you have created. Yes, they'll be used at the end of our service. And now I would like to invite Marjorie Wormser, representing the Worship Arts Committee, and Beth Wilson from the choir to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Tish. Words fall short to convey the depth of appreciation and gratitude held by our congregation's worship art team and our choir. Alison, you have opened doors and illuminated pathways to deeper understanding of ourselves and the world in which we live. You have exemplified ways for us to cultivate more compassionate, more spiritually alive, more justice-centered lives. In short, you have helped us to be our best selves. Thank you for guiding us on this memorable journey. We cherish all that we have shared with best wishes for what lies ahead in Portland and beyond. As tokens of all this and more, the worship arts team, the choir, and never to miss out on an opportunity for fun, community, and connection, the Fun, Community, and Connection team offer a few items that we hope you will enjoy and find useful. Okay. Sorry, we have to give a little tour about what's in this box. So Alison, as a very busy on-the-move person, we anticipate that you will continue to be busy and on the move. So one of the items in here includes this is a mini altar cloth made of Shikobi sacred embroidery, and this is a mini chalice because you're on the move. And also in here is, there's an electric candle when that is appropriate. There is thank you, Beth. And this is an 8-hour oil lamp that you can reuse and some matches. So this can help when you're on the move, and we're hoping it will fit comfortably either into your satchel or over your shoulder, because there's a nice long shoulder strap for this. Let's see. Oh, and thank you so much, Beth. And when you are not wearing your ministerial robes, we've noticed you have I'm sorry, you have a lovely array of shawls and scarves, so we'd like to add to that collection. I promise to keep this in a way that you'll be able to get it home without wrinkles, but in a green, vibrant place like Portland, we're hoping that this is just a print of sari silk made by a local artist.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, this is taking longer than it should. And inside this card is a placeholder card because they're coming in the next few days will be a gift card so that you and David and Asher can enjoy your new surroundings, exploring your new surroundings in Portland.
Thank you.
And one last thing, not to be overlooked. We're almost done. Sorry about this. The others will go more quickly. So David and Asher, we know that there are times when you just need to sit still and wait, or take a ride, or don't have a chance to get up and move around. So in here these are pens that have a maze embedded in it, so you can keep your mind active while you're waiting for the next thing. So thank you, Alison.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say packing chalices are very handy, so that feels a very wise thing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the mess.
Thank you.
Sorry, Stearns, but I don't have that much stuff here. But I know when Stearns walked into this place on the first day, I was there to hug him. And so he's moving down to the area where I grew up. So the first thing from the choir and the worship arts, in here are 2 one-year memberships to the Philadelphia Art Museum. The start date is flexible because I knew you might be involved with other things in the near future. See, I knew ahead of time. So that is this. And the second thing is I know you're going to a new home. Now, where I grew up, my mother embroidered this nice thing to put on the wall, and a friend gave us something that said, "Home is where the heart is." So I commissioned my favorite embroiderer, and you have "No Stearns Untoned."
Are we supposed to sit in the thrones?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to call you.
Do y'all want us to?
Yes.
Sit in the throne.
Thank you. We'll sit in the front.
Yeah, I was told to tell Stearns and Michael and Alison and David, and where's Asher? Is he still? To come sit upstairs. Huh? Yeah, everyone has to sit up front here. It's about you. Not about you looking at our butts while we present things. It's awkward back here. I lost my place on my script here. I'm a very thorough script. Okay. Oh, they're watching online. Okay. Okay. Well, if they're watching online, they'll get it in like 30 seconds, and then they'll come in.
They're in my office online.
Yeah. Sorry. When I started here, this is not my first church working in art and religious education, and every other church I've worked in has been full of people who like children from a distance, if that. Ministers, not people, ministers who were very happy to let me do my own thing, and as long as the parents came and pledged, I was doing a good job. I was very excited when I interviewed here and chatted here in the front of the meeting room to know that I would have a partner in religious education. Someone who had experience with it, who loved that lifespan religious education. And I'm actually really disappointed and nervous that I will not have that support moving forward. So whoever ends up on the search team, we need to have someone who really gets religious education, because I need some help. So I've been very fortunate to have help in both Alison and Stearns explaining to me Unitarian Universalism and how time for all ages should go and things like that. So they've been super helpful in all of that. We have a bunch of gifts for you guys, particularly for you, Asher, right now. The kids have been working in our own little little work camp upstairs, making all sorts of things. So Kaylee and Kira are going to answer some things. There's going to be some readings. It's going to be good. Come on up.
So the children of pre-K and kindergarten prepared a special basket of New Jersey stuffed animals for Asher. Because we know Asher and his family are animal lovers, and they've nurtured many and loved many during their time here with us.
This is an owl.
So we hope you enjoy caring for these and find a few more. What else is in there?
This is a babe. This is a bug.
You got them all. So and make a few more to love when you get to the Great Pacific Northwest. Some of these may be similar, maybe slightly different colors or variations there. We also made a gift, a card. I think Kira actually painted the one on the front cover, and someone else painted on the inside, and we decorated it all together. So we did that a few weeks ago. And I think there's also... Yep. We got a Curious Kit's nature guide as well. Photograph of the fellowship. And these are a few Jersey animals. Remember, these are actually the pictures and descriptions of all the animals. Thank you. So we'll miss you all, but know you will make many more friends in the Portland congregation. But thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Kylie and Kira. And all the other children. I'd now like to invite up Carrie and Tim Davis to share a reading with us called Comings and Goings.
Sorry, stuck on my earring here. Children grow the time away. Cats cradle, dolls and swings, t-ball, screen time, and bikes through town. They dance an awkward dance of school and play.
Parents catch them when they can. Movie night, family time, homework too. They caress, then coax them on their way. The world is larger than you know, the parents say.
It waves you forward. Come, come, stay. No, don't stay, go forth.
Become even bigger than you thought you could. Find yourself, Add to your collection. Take a chance.
Thank you, and it's worth noting that was written by the RE kids. And now I'd like to invite up Cami Balzano and Kara Solu Franklin to come forward with your class of 1st through 6th graders to offer your gifts to Allison and her family.
Hi, everyone. So the children of the 1st to 6th grade classes made this painting over here for Allison, David, and Asher when we found out that they were leaving us for a new adventure at the First Unitarian Church of Portland, Oregon. The painting depicts the chalice as a lovely braided candle. When the flame burns the candle down, it will be time for you to weave a new one with your new congregation. It doesn't mean that all of our memories will disappear. They will live on with us, and we are permanently woven into the fabric of our lives and our congregational history.
Wow. This will definitely hang in my office.
Nice. David's paintings inspired us.
The 3 hands at the bottom of this painting are yours, and the rest are ours, surrounding you, wishing you well on your journey. At our fellowship, we bring people together and build community to create strength among us. All of our hands and hearts working together. The strands of the braid represent our individual lives coming together in community. We know it's time for us to let you go. We want your new congregation to know how special you are to us and how lucky they are to be receiving your many gifts. So, the children wrote down a few things we thought they should know about you.
Allison, you are outgoing, smart, and kind. You are so good at making people smile. You are always justice-seeking. Your new congregation will love hearing you talk about things that are important to you. They will see you move your hands around when you get excited about something. But when you touch a baby's head or hold someone's hand when they are sick or sad or lonely, you are kind and soft. David, you are funny, understanding, and a good person. You are amazing, clever, and patient. Your new congregation will love hearing your kind voice and your passion for explaining things. You move your hands around a lot too. Your hands make beautiful art with a paintbrush or computer, or taking pictures with a camera. Asher, you are friendly, great, kind, funny, and helpful. You are so good at knowing things. Your hands are always full of something. Your new friends at church will love hearing your happy voice and watching you play Minecraft, carrying your Pokemon cards, or helping someone with something. Each of you, your voice, your kindness, your helping and hard-working hands are a part of our beautiful braid. We would like to give you each a braided bracelet to symbolize these gifts you have shared with us during these many years.
come out, I'm sure.
They're in there.
Here, you want to do Asher?
Sure.
All right, David, a big leather one for you. Nothing too dainty.
Oh, yeah. You got it. Oh, yeah. Mine's sparkling.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Everybody up on the stage.
Love you too.
Thank you, thank you. And now I would like to invite up Hazel Bell and Kendall Martin and anyone from the junior high class to come on forward.
So the junior high kids, as you know, have lots and lots of activities, but just because they're around here doesn't mean that they don't remember you or think about you. So they spend some time thinking about what it is that you've meant to them in all the years that they've been here. And they wanted to thank you for being a fun, kind, wise, and inspirational role model, not just for their class, but for the entire congregation, regardless of our age. And we have a few gifts, and Kendall's going to tell you about them.
So we want to present you with two gifts. A box sign with a wooden New Jersey cut out to remind you
Yes.
of your time in New Jersey with us.
That I'm now a Jersey girl. I was a New
Yeah.
Yorker. Can you be a New Yorker and a Jersey girl? I think I am.
It works. Just layer it on. And a Pacific Northwest travel guidebook to help you explore your new neighborhood. We wish you happiness and success. We'll miss you.
Air comes
These are a lot of cool gifts.
I know. It's really exciting.
You're doing all right. All right, Carrie and Tim are coming back up to share the second part of the reading, Comings and Goings, Part 2.
Got my mask right this time. We learn. Our leavings bring what's possible. Fresh outlook, new passion, while those who love us must wave a prayer.
Not easy are the endings and beginnings, the comings and the goings, but it's the adventure in between that we embrace.
We live the stories of our lives, weaving one into the other, and into the in-between, and it's the in-between that we will cherish. For sure, there was that time in between that we embraced.
And our hands bless the days we have. We braid and weave and tie memories to our hearts.
Then, when it's time to go, we wave a fond farewell and promise to meet again. Bittersweet, sweet, and bitter. That's what comings and goings are. Remember, though, there was a time in between that we embraced.
Alison, David, and Asher, Stearns and Michael, you will always be part of our beautifully braided candle.
And the children wrote that. That's amazing.
Did
That's
they?
amazing.
I may have misinterpreted that. Is that true? Did I make that up? Okay.
It was a collaborative effort. All right, and now I would like to invite the president of our congregation, Laurent Camaz, to the lectern. They're gifts from the congregation to be shared.
So, hello. Everybody try to help me being ready for today, and I'm just not ready. People shared writings. I tried to come up with my own stuff, and I couldn't do it. I was so glued to my phone for the past 2 days, checking the weather forecast. And I think it stopped raining, so we'll be able to enjoy food soon. Jerry? Yeah. So Jerry will share a present, and from the congregation, there's a reading. Yes. I thought this was a pizza box.
It's completely empty.
And it's completely empty.
It's a surprise gift that's not there.
He does like pizza, though.
Okay.
He's pointing at me.
Is it coming? Okay. You know, when I was listening to everything today, and oops, you can hear me a lot better this way. And with this little gizmo, it's easy to take off without flinging my hearing aids all over the place. I'm Jerry Weinstein. I'm the incoming chair for the endowment fund, and today has really been about foundations, who we are and who we will be. And the fellowship endowment started a quarter of a century ago. I like saying it that way as opposed to 25 years, as a way for our members and our friends to contribute to strengthening the long-term financial foundation of the fellowship. And the cool thing about endowments is that it supports initiatives not just for 1 year or even one generation, but in perpetuity. So what does this have to do with this wonderful family that's leaving us today and this wonderful minister? Obviously, having a strong financial foundation is important. We all know that. But foundation building is far from being about money. Over the past 17 years, the spiritual and justice-seeking foundation of our congregation has grown and strengthened through the gifts of your ministry. Your intelligence, your empathy, your energy, your support and love for us, as well as for our wider community. The foundation you have helped us build, the foundation of who we are today and who we will be in the future is very strong.
Oh, wow.
The plate, a little bit about what this plate is, if you're not familiar with it. It was designed by one of our members long ago. Her name is Peggy Carr, and depicts our heart's home, our fellowship. It's usually given to those who make a commitment to a gift that produces benefits for many years, hence the connection to endowment. But it's a perfect symbol to acknowledge the gifts we have received from you. I will read the inscription. It is with deep appreciation that we honor the 17-year tenure of the Reverend Alison B. Miller, Senior Minister, 2005 to 2022. You helped us to inspire a world in need of liberation. You taught us to connect to the wider community through radical love. And by standing on the side of love, you guided us to serve. We wish you many blessings as you move forward on your sacred path. This is a gift from the Board of Trustees on the behalf of the MUF congregation.
Thank you, Laurent and Jerry. And now we have some music. No, we don't have music. Beth Wilson has something to say first, and then we have music. It's not in my script.
There you go.
I thought we were not doing anything for Stearns. All right, Stearns. Sorry.
Oh, goody. Thank you.
Wow.
I will tell you what they are, then I will give them to you.
Okay.
These are gifts from the congregation. This is a gift card, which I'm sure you're going to use. Here's a framed picture of the fellowship that you took at a solstice celebration.
I didn't take it. I thought Kara took it.
Someone took and framed it for you. Whoops. And the ribbon just came off this plaque. I will read this to you. The Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship is ever grateful to Stearns Matthews, Director of Music Ministries, 2018 to 2022. The musical talents you shared with us through the years have uplifted us in incalculable ways. Our spirits have been touched and our faith strengthened by your leadership, enthusiasm, musicality, and your friendship. We will remember many inspirational moments, but especially our UU principles as exemplified by the Muppets.
I have a question. Is the word Muppets engraved? And is Muppets included?
We wish you many blessings on your way forward. The Board of Trustees for the MUUF congregation. It does say Muppets. You can hang that.
Do you feel like you graduated? I do.
There's your ribbon.
We feel like we're graduating.
And now we'll have some music. First of all, Chris at the guitar and Tim on the drums are coming up, and the choir will be coming up here, and the children will be joining us in front. But I'm going to invite Stearns and Michael and Asher and David and Alison to go sit down there so we can sing to you.
It's very hard not to hug people, by the way, but I know if I hugged everyone, we'd all be in trouble, so this is just a big hug as we're walking up.
And we can all sing, because I'm sure once you hear a bit of this song, you can join in. So everyone, please join in singing with our own two hands. The words are on the back of the program.
And all the children can come up to join. All the children are singing today. Please come on up. Thank you, thank you. And teachers too.
Everybody ready? Good?
Thank you.
Thank you. Is this still on? Yes, thank you. That was lovely. So we're going to have a celebratory barbecue, and I hear there's cake. But before we do that, Allison, you're not off the hook yet. I'd like to invite you to give us a final blessing and benediction.
And now, in our going, may the light of love bless us and keep us and radiate out from within us through our own two hands. And may it make of us people who carve out peace and justice and caring and friendship on the earth. For this is the day that you and I are given. So let us rejoice and sow gladness in it. Blessed be, and go forth and celebrate.